compartments grabbing their space, and we've got to avoid that at all costs. So things like the MAD project show you how to tie it up. And on our way down, we were talking about doing a project on geography and history about our area, with all the sorts of cultural things that are in our area that are rich to us. That's what needs to be done for our area. In your area, it's a different set of geography, history things. There isn't an essential content, is there?
No.
There's an essential process.
That's right.
That kids need to learn how to do geography. They need to be able to
Within the context.
manipulate things in
Yep.
their own setting.
Yep.
That's our biggest challenge.
I suppose at the end of the day, what we're trying to teach these kids, I mean, what I think we're all in education for, is because we're trying to teach them life learning. I mean, and I think they're doing that with a project like this. I mean, through just the initial stages of the projects that my students are doing, they're looking at networking skills, negotiating skills, planning, self-confidence, and all these things that no matter what pathway they choose in their life, they will need to be successful.
Those key competencies that came out.
That's right.
Teamwork, leadership.
That's exactly right.
All of those skills they're learning.
The essential learning saying there's the three components, and it's from social to those sorts of skills, and the disciplines are in the middle. And each one of those areas is equal importance, and they've stated it as clearly as they can. And so we have to add things to social things, and we have to add things to leadership and all those sorts of quality things.
And all about...
And the disciplines.
Can I just
there.
interrupt a moment?
Yep.
Teachers the chalk and talk teachers,
Yep.
this
Get rid of
program must be very, very scary for them.
It is a
there
little bit
any
tough.
way that a teacher who's used to having very structured classes can implement this program?
There is. They need to learn how to let go. They really need to learn to be a facilitator, not a teller, not the foundation of all knowledge, but basically a guider to the rest of the knowledge that they don't have. It's so liberating to tell a student, I don't know. Go and find out and tell me. And that's fantastic, because the students go, oh, okay, I will. I'll go and find out, and I can do this myself. It liberates them, it liberates this teacher. It's fantastic.
Well, somewhere their teachers' perceptions of accountability need to be changed. And I think if you look at the group of teachers that are here today, it would probably be fair to say that 3 years ago, some of the people that are here would have been, as you said before, perhaps, your chalk and talk teachers. But it would be nice to think, or hopeful to think, that they've come somewhere along the road of change. And so I suppose it's a movement, really, that we can't force on people. We need to show it by example and by the fun we're having.
I think we're under duress here.
Is it? Quickly, just a couple of words on what you personally have got out of running the program. Is that possible?
Quick words from this group.
Oh, just
It is, isn't it, today?
joy and ownership on the faces of the children. One of the most fantastic things is watching when the kids take their message outside the school to community groups to speak to adults. They went and spoke to the regional principals meeting. Just the feeling within the kids on the way home from those sorts of things is just phenomenal. It's a new realisation that what they've got to say is really meaningful to other people, is really valid. Something that schools don't necessarily engender when we put children into school and say, okay, you're here while you're a child. So I think that's one of the greatest things that the kids have got from it, confidence.
Yeah, I really believe that significant life experiences change kids, and MAD projects are significant life experiences, and it's not necessarily for every kid, but in the groups, some kids have the most significant thing that's happened to them in their lives.
Also, exactly the same thing, making a difference, getting these students to realise that one person can make a difference, one person can change someone's lives, and if it is just that little bit, and if each student or someone does something like that, then how amazing could it be? And just as a teacher's point of view too, seeing the light on the faces of the students that take this on board, the absolute enjoyment that they get from it, of seeing their end product, or even just going through the process of the product, is amazing.
Danny, personal?
Yeah, look, I just think it's inspiring for me to see students that are engaged, and not only engaged, but doing things they're really happy with. Puts a smile on their face and makes me feel like I've chosen the right career for me, because I can be a part of actually seeing these type of things.
That sounded like an ad. That was great.
Great.
What school's that in the front?
I
Come to
also
us.
want
We're
to
taking
know
enrolments now.
The difficulties of allowing kids to run with a project, like that's really scary for some kids, some teachers.
It's
Is
scary for
anything...
This is the optimistic world. Kids today are optimists, supreme optimists. So this suits them down to the ground. They don't need us.
Yeah, I've had no problems with the children jumping into these sorts of programs. It's second nature to them. I do come across problems when you speak to teachers and other teachers about your program, and they feel that you're gushing and you're very excited about it. But when it comes to them implementing it, it's the blockers come up. There's not enough time. I don't have the children often enough. I mean, we are talking about changing the way that we work with kids. And that process for some people has to be gradual. For others, it can be rapid, and you can just jump straight in.
I think some of the difficulties that the students have are real life difficulties. If you email someone and they don't email you back in 2 weeks, that's a difficulty that we face. And so the kids are like, oh, this is what real life is like. If they come up against obstacles, they learn to get over them, or they learn to get around them. They have to, because that's what real life's all about.
Excellent. Anybody else want